The meeting order of Board of Public Works, Tuesday, May 20th, 2025. Approval of minutes of May 5th, 2025 Board of Public Works meeting. Motion by second. Any discussion? Seeing or hearing none, motion carries. Citizens' comments? Quiet. Moving on, number 4, request to purchase street division vehicle presented by Tim Rasmussen, Speed Superintendent. Tim?
Good evening. Over at the street department, we have a truck 94, which is a 2001 Actera with 55,100 miles. The truck is not only a critical part of our summer project schedule to haul castings, riser rings, carrying compound, but it is also requested quite often by the Park and Rec to haul brush, branches, when they complete the buckthorn and park cleaning process. For roughly the past year, the truck has had some limited use for assignment because of repeated failure of the hydraulic pump, eliminating the use of the dump body. This part has failed 2 other times on us in its history, and the replacement parts are quite costly. Because of the age and the cost to maintain, it has been transitioned from our daily trailer pulling and large material hauling to obviously a less significant job site material storage role. These existing and potential future issues, along with the multiple department usage, has placed it quite high on our priority list. The replacement truck quoted is a 2025 Ford F550 two-wheel drive with a 120-inch cab to axle chassis. The chassis has a slightly smaller configuration than the existing truck, but it will be outfitted with the same 14-foot dump body and also sufficient towing capabilities. The engine will be a gas instead of a diesel, which will remove the need for any emissions equipment, and also provide a standard for preventative maintenance supplies across multiple assets that we already have with engine and transmissions. The attached is the 2025 701 Internal Service Fund CIP list, the pictures of the current machine, specifications of the new machine, along with the equipment pricing quotes. We did get pricing from the state of Wisconsin's process through VendorNet. They priced out the chassis through Ewald Automotive Group and also the Monroe Equipment dump body. We also priced the Monroe, so that is option 1. That total package came in at $90,408. Then we also did price out the dump body directly through Monroe Equipment, and they came in at a bigger discount. That total package is $88,623. And then third option, we did price the dump body through a different vendor called Phoenix Body Works, LLC. And that total package price came in at $85,191. Going back up there to my slide, for 2025, we do have just a little over $119,000 available yet for 2025 purchases. And we did budget $85,000 for this truck purchase. So it is our recommendation to choose option 3 for a total of $85,191, utilizing the 2025 701 Internal Service Fund. And we ask that the board approve the purchase of this through VendorNet, utilizing Ewald and the outfitter as Phoenix Body Works.
Pleasure.
I'll move to approve.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Derek?
Thank you. Hey, thanks, Tim. This is a good breakdown. I just wanted to clarify, is this part of the CIP that you guys have as well for vehicles and equipment funds that feed into that? Okay.
So typically each year we budget about $400,000 in equipment replacements.
Awesome. And then no concerns with the amount that you'd have left? I mean, that'll leave you, roughly $30K?
Correct. For our 2025 list, we don't have much. We do have some other assets, though, that I will likely have recommendation for replacing with that remaining money.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Asher?
Do you have any concerns with this vendor for the time of delivery? Have they given you any indication of timeline?
Yeah, actually, Phoenix Body Works does have quite a lengthy lead time on the dump body. I'm not overly concerned about it. I'm expecting it here before winter, but I think it's a part of the nature of the beast here with some of our equipment and lead times that it does take. We do try to make do, unfortunately.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion carries. Number 5, weed ordinance update presented by Tim Rasmussen, Street Superintendent. Tim?
So to support habitat for pollinators and allow community groups an opportunity to promote the topic, it is requested that the city of Marshfield add a period that allows the suspension of the weed ordinance. The national drive that NOMO May aims to create and bringing attention to decisions that can occur year-round that are habitat-friendly for pollinators. Following the NOMO May initiative will be a reminder to residents early in the growing season the importance of their decisions and will be one of many options to support pollinator habitat. The changes to the weed ordinance are to add Section 3 for a permanent exemption of grass height requirements during the time period from May 1st through May 31st of each year. I have attached the red line version of the ordinance along with the updated ordinance. And staff recommends forwarding the updates of the Municipal Code Chapter 11 Public Nuisance 11-06 Weed Control to the Common Council for their consideration.
I move to approve.
Motion approved, second. Second. Any discussion? Natasha?
I just want to say, I think this is, it's a great idea for efficiency and for staff time. I always register for the NOMO May, but I'm sure there's people who participate who don't register.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure your office gets complaints from people. So just saying all of May, no worries. I think it's just going to be better.
Great.
Garrett?
Thank you. Two things. One, I know this has been, in the last 2 years I've been in Public Works, this has been something we've voted on. So
yeah.
I would assume with the policy change, that would mean going forward, we would no longer be voting on whether or not we want to go forward with.
Right. That's part of the efficiency. I wouldn't need to bring this to you each April. And this would also put it in stone and allow possibly some community groups to grab hold of it and advertise and push the narrative.
Perfect. And then did we partner with communications to make sure that they'll still like push out the blasts because they won't really have a trigger, I guess, from Public Works to do that now?
Yeah. Yep. We definitely.
And then the second question I had was just in terms of the success of this. I know we reviewed it on this board the last 2 years, but did we really, over the last couple of years, have a lot of major complaints or anybody who was super non-compliant after this, or has it been pretty successful?
Yeah, as far as the compliance, it has been successful. Nothing out of the norm for a large increase come June 1st. We do get complaints on both sides of people against NOMO May, and obviously we do get support for NOMO May. But no issues on our end for cleaning up anything that the property owner didn't take care of.
Perfect. Thank you.
Anybody else?
You're going to hate me pretty soon here, but is this the correct phrasing that we want here? Because number 3 is an exemption, but we're trying to change the definition in number 2. By all means, it's not a opposition to the end result. It's more of a, is this the correct phrasing of the ordinance that we want?
This was reviewed prior to bringing it here by the city attorney. I open to suggestions if you feel that it needs to be worded differently.
Right, and I mean, if Mr. Wolfson's the one who suggested it, then I'll probably defer to him and just ask him then when it comes to council on that. It just seems to me a little out of place that number one is what's defining what we need to do, or telling tells you what you need to do, two defines what's a weed. And within that definition of a weed, it, you know, any grass over 6 inches, but then separately after the definition, we have an exemption for the definition. So just more of a form issue than anything else. But no, I'll just bring it up to Mr. Wolfram. Thank you, though.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion carries. Number 5, consideration of a traffic control at the intersection of 21st Street and Washington Avenue, presented by Josh Howes, Acting Public Works Director.
All right, thank you. So with the new construction of Green Acre subdivision off of Washington Avenue, a new intersection was created with 21st Street. This memo is really just to formalize the addition of a stop sign at the intersection of Washington Avenue and 21st Street. The memo states that 21st Street is classified as a low-volume residential street, and Washington Avenue is classified as a minor arterial. Speed limits are both 25 miles per hour on both streets. And there is no traffic crash history to review, given that this is a new intersection. This memo basically formalizes the placement of the stop sign as well as amending the traffic code. So the recommendation is to install a stop sign at 21st Street and Washington Avenue, with 21st Street stopping for Washington Avenue, and further recommend that the Administrative Code of Traffic and Parking Regulations be amended to reflect this change.
Move to approve.
We have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second. Oh, I think
Okay,
Mr.
okay.
Rygo wanted.
Mr. Rago, okay. Any
all the
questions?
same.
Anybody have a question on this? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries. Any recommended items for future agendas? Derek?
I got one, Mike. I did send an email to both Josh and Tim. I don't know how much stake there is behind this. It was all hearsay, but there was a recent complaint that the fire department wasn't looped in on some construction, and I think it obstructed their route. And I was just kind of inquiring with Josh and Tim about communications and how that all gets forwarded out to make sure that everybody's in the loop and can get that communicated properly. It sounds like it's not always triggered by the city. And so I know they were working on an agenda or a possible item for an agenda to come up where maybe we create a policy. So it doesn't have to be the next meeting, but I just want to make sure we document, get it on there at some point to review that, because I do think it's important whenever we have a closure that we notify the appropriate parties with some sort of blast or something. So I'll leave it in your guys' hands. Like I said, it doesn't have to be immediate, but I know it's important.
We've already taken a few steps with some of our evolved internal processes to make sure communication's better handled.
Perfect. Thank you.
Anybody else for items? Not?
Move to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, second? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you.